Are you tired of homes on tiny lots? Me too. I'm here today to introduce you to a neighborhood that you may not have considered purchasing before that has some large lots. I'm Jamie Mushaw with Jamie Mushaw Real Estate, and if you're new to our channel, we talk about all things Southwest Washington, including Vancouver, Camas, Battleground, and surrounding areas, as well as Portland Metro and all things real estate related. So you're probably wondering what neighborhood I'm talking about. Today we're going to dive into a very well established neighborhood called Cascade Park in Vancouver, Washington. We're going to talk about where Cascade Park is located, commute times, amenities around Cascade Park, what type of home you can purchase involving years built, price point, lot sizes, and everything relevant to the housing and community within Cascade Park. If you're not familiar with Cascade Park, it is located just to the east of 205, south of Mill Plain, and the most eastern border of Cascade Park is 164th Avenue with the southern border of Highway 14. So Cascade Park is one of the easiest neighborhoods to get to in Vancouver just because of its location. It's very conveniently located off of the Mill Plain and 205 exit. Additionally, you can access it from the Highway 14 and 162nd Avenue exit. If you lived in Cascade Park, it would probably take you no more than about 10 to 15 minutes to get to the Portland International Airport. On the outer edge of Cascade Park, it has a ton of shopping available to you. It is centrally located. You have Fred Meyer, you have Walmart, you have tons of restaurants, you have local restaurants, you have chain food restaurants, everything that you could possibly want in order to live your daily life is immediately located right there next to you in Cascade Park. Cascade Park was established in the late 1970s. It was seen as the premier neighborhood to live in Vancouver because it was new, it was a very convenient location, and it was built out over several decades, again starting in the 70s, lots of homes built in the 80s, 90s, and even as late as the 2000s. Cascade Park has a wide variety of homes to choose from, and the best part of it is that they are all located on some pretty good sized lots, and that's what we want to talk about today. So when Cascade Park was first being built, all of the lot sizes on average, you can say, were somewhere between about 8,000 and 10,000 square feet, which is significantly larger than any lots that you will typically find on new construction homes at that same price point if you were to compare pre-owned homes in Cascade Park to any new construction home that you can purchase at that same price point. When you drive through Cascade Park, one of the first things that you're going to notice is the mature landscaping, tree-lined streets, how far apart each house is from each other, and not only that, the variety of type of homes that were built. You can find one levels, 2 stories, and because the 1970s and 80s, you'll find a lot of split entries or tri-levels as well. So you'll find some conventional and unconventional floor plans, and as the construction moved on into the early 90s, you would start seeing more of that updated floor plans on the east end of Cascade Park, where you're going to find properties that have that traditional 2-story look or started focusing more on great room concepts versus the traditional family room and living room setup. So there is a lot of homes to choose from. Additionally, there are a lot of price points to choose from in Cascade Park depending on which neighborhood that you're in. Because Cascade Park is such a large area, it is also broken down into about 12 to 14 individual neighborhoods. And so we're going to kind of go through what those neighborhoods are and what you can find in each one of those neighborhoods as we move from west side of Cascade Park to the east side of Cascade Park. So Cascade Park is really broken down into a north side and south side. And what I want to do is show you how each one of those neighborhoods within Cascade Park lays out. The split between the north side and south side is the main boulevard that runs from west to east called McGilvery Boulevard. And I really want to go through and show you each one of those neighborhoods, how big the lots are, and what type of home you can expect to purchase when you're buying a home within Cascade Park. So I want to start out on the west side of Cascade Park where it was originally established. And as you see here on the screen, you can see McGilvery Boulevard that splits Cascade Park from the south side to the north side. And as you're driving down McGilvery, there's a neighborhood on the south side called River Ridge. Now, River Ridge is was more of a custom built neighborhood. And the one thing that I love about River Ridge is that these lot sizes on average are literally about 9,000 to 10,000 square foot lots. So you're going to find homes down in here that are not close together. They're spaced apart. You can see that the trees are established. And within River Ridge, you're probably going to find homes that are more of the tri-level and split level type of homes along with 1 stories. There was not a lot of the traditional 2 stories that were built here in this River Ridge neighborhood. It's a pretty big neighborhood. As you can see, it runs from here to 205. This long road right here is River Ridge Boulevard, and it goes all the way down to Talton and back up to McGilvery. And within River Ridge, there is the one elementary school called Riverview Elementary that all of these homes feed into. There are a couple of elementary schools in Cascade Park, and that is just one of them. Now, if we're looking on the north side of McGilvery, this is also part of Cascade Park. This is just considered West Cascade Park. Within this neighborhood here is mostly 1-level homes. Now, because all of these homes have been here for quite some time, you're going to find a mix of homeowners and renters within this neighborhood, because a lot of people that had purchased these homes, once they wanted to move up to their second home, they kept these as rental properties. So this is more of the starter section of Cascade Park. If you're looking to find an entry-level home in this area, you can probably expect to spend anywhere from about $450,000 up to about $525,000 to $550,000. And that's really the starting point within Cascade Park price point. And you'll also find up in here one of our other elementary schools, which is Crestline Elementary. Down in River Ridge, you can expect to start out at about $600,000 and can go anywhere up into the $800,000 and even possibly $900,000 price point, depending on how big the home is and how big the lot is as well. You can see that there's also neighborhood parks within Cascade Park. This is Biddlewood Park. And as we move through, you're going to see that there is a lot of other neighborhood parks in here as well. On the north side of McGilvery, you also have Cascade Park, which is another park here within Cascade Park. So the next neighborhood I want to take you into is called Wildwood Estates. It's where homes started getting a little bit bigger in size and price, but not only that, a lot of the lots within the Wildwood Estates neighborhood average around 10 to 11,000 square feet. So you're getting a lot more for your money. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're going to see why. Okay, now we're looking at the Wildwood neighborhood here, which is on the south side of McGilvery in the south section of Cascade Park. Wildwood Estates is essentially bordered by Talton Boulevard, Highway 14, and then the green space to the west. As you move into Wildwood Park, you're going to see that a lot of these homes have more of that custom built look. You're going to see not a standard roof lines. You're going to also notice that all of the yards are substantially bigger than what you would find up on the northern portion of McGillivray. To get into this neighborhood in Wildwood, you're probably starting out at about $675,000, $700,000, and homes in here can sell anywhere upwards to $1 million, depending on where you are located within this neighborhood. As you can see down here, all of these homes are large backyards, custom built, very nicely manicured and well-kept neighborhood. If you're looking for something that has a very large lot and you want to be in the price point of that $800,000, $900,000, this is an excellent neighborhood to look in. It also has a park down here called Wildwood Park. So Wildwood is probably one of the more premier neighborhoods in Cascade Park, but it is not the most expensive, and we'll take a look at the most expensive one. The next two neighborhoods that we're going to look at as we move down McGillivray Boulevard is going to be Lewis and Clark Woods, which is on the south side of McGillivray here again. Lewis and Clark Woods is very similar to River Ridge. It has those tri-levels, split levels, 1 stories. You're not really going to find a lot of your traditional 2 stories yet. Here in the Lewis and Clark Woods area, you're probably going to be on around 8,000, 9,000 square foot lots, which are substantially larger lots than you will find on any new construction home in this price point. In Lewis and Clark Woods, you can expect to probably spend anywhere from about $550,000 all the way up to $650,000. Your square footages in here can be anywhere from about 1,400 square feet for 1 levels and go all the way up to, on average, the larger size is going to be 2,500 square feet at most. And as we move across back to the north side of McGillivray, you're going to see the middle school for the Cascade Park neighborhood, which is Weiss Middle School. Weiss Middle School was just torn down and rebuilt here in around 2021. So it has an all new facility, all new track, all new sports facility as well. And so you have a brand new middle school here in Cascade Park that replaced the old one. I want to show you one of the premier neighborhoods in Cascade Park, which is going to be Bella Vista, and additionally the neighborhood that surrounds the high school, which is Mountain View Estates. So let's take a look at these two neighborhoods. Again, as we're moving along McGillivray, on the south side, you're going to find this neighborhood called Bella Vista. Now, Bella Vista is essentially the most expensive neighborhood in Cascade Park. All of these homes that are down in this area are true custom built homes. A lot of them sit on lots that are typically about 1/3 to 1/2 an acre. There are some absolutely stunning homes down in Bella Vista. If you look here, you can see how big these lots are. In addition to the custom homes that are here within this neighborhood, you can tell just by the roof lines alone, by the architectural style, that these are definitely more custom built homes than you will find in any part of Cascade Park. I just love Bella Vista neighborhood because of how big the lots are, and during this time frame, these are about built in the 90s, so you started seeing more of that traditional floor plan in the Bella Vista neighborhood. There is one little section here in the Bella Vista neighborhood that was built around 2019. So there is some newer construction within that area. And you also have another park here, Bella Vista Park. Again, if you're trying to find a more expensive home on quite a bit larger lot, Bella Vista is definitely the neighborhood that you're going to want to look in. Again, it has homes that are on about a third acre to half an acre, average size, but you will spend a substantial amount more money to purchase in this area. On average in Bella Vista, you're probably going to be starting at around $1 million. So moving north from the Bella Vista neighborhood, I want to show you the Mountain View neighborhood. The Mountain View neighborhood is very similar to the neighborhood just to the west of Y East. Has the same feel, a lot of one levels in here. The lot sizes in Mountain View neighborhood are probably between 7,000 and 8,000 square feet. Again, all of these neighborhoods are very established. You're going to see the mature trees everywhere throughout. And in the Mountain View neighborhood is also Mountain View High School, which was just recently torn down and rebuilt. As you can see, it has brand new turf, baseball, soccer, softball fields, football field, and track, as well as tennis courts. This school is absolutely stunning. High-tech everything on the inside. They did an amazing job redesigning that school. And all of these homes within this area in Mountain View, you're probably going to be in that $475,000 to $550,000 price range. Also, as you move through here, you're going to notice that there are some apartment complexes as well on the north and south side of Cascade Park. And you can also start seeing all the conveniences here in Cascade Park along Mill Plain Boulevard, which is a main thoroughfare through Vancouver. Everything that you will need is along Mill Plain or on the bordering roads on 164th and Checkloff to the east and west end of Cascade Park. Okay, so now I want to show you the east end of Cascade Park, which consists of Cascade Park Southeast, Cascade Park East, and the Cascade Highlands. So this area of Cascade Park is essentially where you started seeing homes that were built in the 1990s and beyond. Really, 2000 is probably the newest home that you're going to find on this end of Cascade Park. So let's take a look. So as we move along McGillivray Boulevard to the south of Mountain View High School, you have Cascade Park Southeast. And in Cascade Park Southeast, again, these are all homes that were built in the 1990s. Your lot size in here are going to be probably averaging around 7,000 to 8,000 square feet. Your homes start to get a little bit bigger in Cascade Park Southeast. You're averaging around somewhere about 2,500 square feet. Again, because you start getting into those traditional floor plans, the traditional 2 stories, as well as the 1 levels. And as you move across to the north side of McGillivray to Cascade Highlands, again, same type of homes. They were built in late 80s, early 90s, all on lots that are around 7,000 to 8,000 square feet. The price point on both sides of McGillivray for these neighborhoods are going to range somewhere between about $525,000 to up to around $650,000. Some of them will get into the $700,000 price point. Really getting into that $650,000 to $700,000 price range is going to be here in Cascade Highlands, which this neighborhood is late 1990s built and early 2000s. Yards started getting a little bit smaller as you enter into this portion because developers wanted to start putting in more homes as the development started moving along in Cascade Park. Still, nice thing about this is that you're going to see another park within Cascade Park. There are a ton of parks in Cascade Park, hence where it kind of gets its name as well. So the last neighborhood I wanted to show you in Cascade Park is called Fairway Village. Now, Fairway Village, you can only live there if you are 55 and older. It's a pretty nice neighborhood. Every floor plan is a one level, or it has a primary on the main, and it has a 9-hole golf course that is open to the public that you are allowed to golf on. So let's take a look at this. So here at the very end of Cascade Park, it's the last neighborhood on the south side of McGilvery, is Fairway Village Retirement Community. And this neighborhood spans all the way through the street that you can see here, Balboa, Southeast 35th, and it wraps around to Bay Point Drive and all these homes that are here in Southeast Village Loop. A majority of Fairway Village is all one levels and 2 stories with primary on the main. These lots that are in Fairway Village are very small, as you can imagine, in a retirement community. At that point, you probably don't want to take care of a lawn. So you do have an HOA within Fairway Village, but that HOA allows you to golf on the course, have access to the clubhouse and the swimming pool and the other things that they have going on within the community. Now, mentioning HOAs, Fairway Village is really the only neighborhood in Cascade Park that has an HOA that you're paying monthly dues in, and that is largely part of taking care of the neighborhood to a retirement community standard. So now that you're at the very east side of Cascade Park, I wanted to kind of run you down 164th Avenue, which is the easternmost border within Cascade Park, to show you what's available in terms of shopping and things like that, to show you how close you are to all of the conveniences there in Cascade Park. So here we are on the furthest east point of Cascade Park, which is bordered by 164th Avenue. 164th Avenue is a main thoroughfare, and as you can see, all the way up and down, there's all the conveniences that you could need. New Seasons Market, Fred Meyer Grocery Store, Big Owl's Bowling Alley, which also has a sports bar in it, and it has a video game area for kids. And as you move down to Mill Plain, which is the northern border of Cascade Park, you have Stardust Diner, Regal Cascade Cinemas, you have Target, Chick-fil-A, Cold Stone. Everything that you could possibly need for groceries or conveniences are all located here on the east end of Cascade Park, as well as the northern border of Cascade Park, which is Mill Plain. Everything that is on Mill Plain is very similar to Cascade Park as well. And as we zoom out, you can see this rectangle here, 205, Highway 14, 164th, and Mill Plain is the borders for the Cascade Park neighborhood. And if we zoom out a little bit further, you just come over the 205 bridge to get to the Portland International Airport, and you are really, again, 10 to 15 minutes from Cascade Park to the Portland International Airport. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch my video about Cascade Park in Vancouver, Washington. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Also, down in the description, we have a link to my free weekly newsletter, and I would love it if you signed up for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.